Okay, so just like before, we kind of find that common denominator and we clear all of our denominators by multiplying by that common denominator. So here I've got a denominator of x plus 6. I've got a denominator of x, and then on the right-hand side, I can factor that denominator as x times x plus 6. And so my LCD, in this case, my least common denominator, is just going to be x times x plus 6. And so if I go through and I multiply all the terms by my common denominator, then let's see what we have. So then multiplying all the terms by my LCD, I've got x times x plus 6 times 3x over x plus 6 plus x times x plus 6 times 18 over x, and then x times x plus 6 times 108 over x times x plus 6. And so what happens in that case, now my denominators are going to cancel out, so my x plus 6's cancel out in the first term, my x's cancel out in the second term, and both of them cancel out in the right-hand side. And so what that's going to leave me with is a 3x times x plus an 18 times an x plus 6. And then on the right-hand side, I just have 108. So if I distribute everything, multiply everything out, so that's going to give me a 3x squared plus an 18x plus 60 and 48 gives me a 108 is equal to 108. So now when I subtract 108 on both sides, what happens there, so if I go minus 108, so that what happens, those cancel out, I get values of 3x squared plus 18x is equal to 0. Well, kind of factoring a 3x out of that, that's going to give me an x plus 6 is equal to 0. And from there, since that easily factors, I have my solutions where 3x is going to be 0, so where x is going to be 0, and then where x plus 6 is going to be 0, so where x is negative 6. Now, I just need to check to see, do those values make my denominators 0? Check that the solutions do not make the denominator 0. Well, in this case, if I take a look and see, well, 0 does give me a 0 in the denominator for my 18x, 18 over x. Since that gives me a 0 in my denominator there, I can't have x equal to 0 to be a solution. But kind of by that same token, if I take negative 6 and I plug negative 6 into my denominator of x plus 6, that one is also going to give me a denominator of 0, and so I can't have x is equal to negative 6 as a solution as well. And so kind of what happens then is, if I go back to my original problem, I worked the problem and found that both my x is equal to 0 made my denominator 0, and my x is equal to negative 6 made my denominator 0, so I couldn't have either one of those, and so what my answer is I have no solution in that case.